You already know what you need to do. You know you should invest. You know you should take that course. You know you should start that business, ask for that raise, leave that job that's been draining you for years. You know? You've always known. So why haven't you done it? Don't answer that too fast, because the answer you're about to give me, the one about timing, money, the right moment, the kids, the economy, the market, that answer is a lie. A very sophisticated, very convincing lie that your own mind built to protect you from something far more terrifying than failure. It built it to protect you from change. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, something is going to crack open inside you, and once it cracks, it can't be sealed again. Let me tell you about Diana. Diana is 38 years old, smart, capable, has a stable job at a company she's worked at for 11 years. She earns a decent salary. Not great. Decent. Every year around November, Diana opens a new spreadsheet. She maps out the business she wants to launch, the same one she's been planning since she was 29. A consulting firm in her area of expertise. She knows the market. She has the clients. She has the knowledge. And every year, around December, she closes the spreadsheet. Not the right time, next year. Next year became 11 years. Diana doesn't have a business problem. Diana doesn't have a money problem. Diana doesn't have a knowledge problem. Diana has a comfort zone problem. And she doesn't even know it, because her comfort zone doesn't feel comfortable. It feels like responsibility. It feels like prudence. It feels like wisdom. That's the most dangerous thing about the comfort zone. It disguises itself as reason. Here's what no one tells you about the comfort zone. It's not a place of ease. It's a place of familiarity. And your brain, a magnificently complex survival machine, treats familiarity as safety, not happiness, not growth, not fulfillment, just safety. Neuroscience calls this homeostasis, the brain's relentless drive to return to a known state, to the predictable, to the manageable, even when the manageable is mediocre, even when the predictable is painful, even when the known state is quietly destroying your life, your dreams, and your financial future. Your brain doesn't care about your dreams, it cares about your survival. And for millions of years, this was a brilliant strategy. You don't touch the fire a second time. You don't go into the dark forest again after the lion showed up. You stay in the known territory. You survive, but you're not trying to survive anymore. You're trying to build something, and survival programming is the single most destructive force inside any person who wants to grow. Now, I want to name something very specific, because the comfort zone doesn't just sit at the edge of your fears, it sits inside your financial identity. Your financial identity is the unconscious answer to one question: who am I in relation to money? And most people, without knowing it, have an identity built on scarcity. Not because they chose it, because it was installed, brick by brick, as we've talked about before. Every time you watched your parents fight over bills, every time you heard, "We can't afford that," every time someone you looked up to called rich people greedy, corrupt, or lucky, every time your environment sent you the signal, "People like us don't live like that." Those bricks built walls, and now those walls are your comfort zone. So when you try to grow beyond them, when you try to charge more, invest more, earn more, become more, your mind doesn't experience that as opportunity. It experiences it as threat, and it pulls you back every single time. Here's the mechanism, and I want you to feel this, not just understand it. Imagine you set a new financial goal, a real one, something that would genuinely change your life if you achieved it. You get excited, you make the plan, you start taking steps, and then something happens. It always does. A problem appears, an emergency, a doubt, a conversation with someone who points out all the ways it could go wrong. Suddenly you're exhausted, overwhelmed, unsure, and slowly, naturally, almost imperceptibly, you return to where you were. This is not bad luck. This is not the universe testing you. This is your internal thermostat, what the base scripts call the financial ceiling, doing exactly what it was designed to do, bring you back to your set temperature. The thermostat doesn't care if your set temperature is 20 degrees or 2 degrees. It just maintains whatever temperature it was last calibrated to. And if no one ever raised your calibration, if every signal you received about money pointed toward scarcity, toward limitation, toward "that's not for people like us," then your thermostat is set low, and it will burn every opportunity that tries to take you higher. So the question isn't, how do I get motivated? Motivation is temporary. It burns bright and disappears. The question isn't, how do I find courage? Courage is not the absence of fear. It's a decision made in the presence of fear. The real question is, how do I reprogram the thermostat? And the answer has layers. The first layer is awareness. You cannot dismantle a wall you cannot see. So the first act of breaking the comfort zone is the uncomfortable, honest act of naming it. Where are you stuck? Not where do you think you should be. Where are you actually stuck? Is it that you've been at the same income level for 3 years and can't seem to break through? Is it that you keep starting things and abandoning them right before they gain traction? Is it that you dream of certain things but never allow yourself to speak them out loud? Because if you speak them out loud, you might have to try. And if you try, you might fail. Name it. Write it down. Look at it directly. Because naming it is the first small act of dominance over it. The second layer is understanding what the comfort zone is actually protecting. This is where it gets deep and uncomfortable. Your comfort zone is not protecting you from failure. Failure, your brain can handle. You've failed before. You survived. Your comfort zone is protecting you from judgment, from exposure, from the terrifying possibility that you might give everything you have, and it still won't be enough. Underneath almost every blocked person I've ever encountered is one of two hidden beliefs. I'm not capable enough, or I'm not worthy enough. These are the two pillars, capacity and worthiness. And when either one is fractured, the mind will build a comfort zone around that fracture and defend it like a fortress. The person who doesn't believe they're capable doesn't start. The person who doesn't believe they're worthy sabotages the finish line. Which one are you? Take a breath, because the answer to that question is more valuable than any financial strategy you'll ever learn. The third layer is the most confronting, because here's the truth no one says out loud. Staying in the comfort zone is not passive. It is an active daily choice. Every morning you wake up and choose the familiar job over the uncertain opportunity. That is a choice. Every time you scroll through someone else's success and feel envy instead of inspiration, that is a choice. Every time you tell yourself, "not yet," when you already know the time is now, that is a choice. Comfort zones don't hold you prisoner. They make you a willing guard of your own cage. And that's not a judgment, it's a diagnosis, because only when you understand the mechanism can you begin to dismantle it. So what does breaking through actually look like? It doesn't look like a sudden explosion of courage. It doesn't look like waking up one day completely fearless and transformed. It looks like one slightly uncomfortable decision, made consistently over time. It looks like Diana opening her spreadsheet in November, and this year, instead of closing it in December, sending the first email to one potential client. Just one email. Not the perfect business plan. Not the fully formed strategy. Not the right moment. One email. Because the comfort zone is not broken in a single dramatic act. It is eroded, grain by consistent small acts of defiance against the familiar. Every time you do the thing you've been avoiding, you prove to your nervous system that the other side is survivable. And slowly, the thermostat recalibrates, not from fear to fearlessness, from the familiar to the slightly larger, from the ceiling you inherited to the one you consciously set. Let me leave you with this. The most expensive thing in your life is not your debt. It's not your bad investments. It's not even the opportunities you missed. The most expensive thing in your life is the version of yourself you never became because you chose comfort over growth. That version has a price. It's measured in years, in energy, in mornings where you wake up already knowing today will look exactly like yesterday. You know what needs to change. You've always known. The only question left is, are you going to keep choosing the wall, or are you going to take the first crack at it? Because the crack is enough. You don't have to bring the whole wall down today. You just have to be willing to start. If something moved in you while watching this, don't just close the video. Do one thing, one small, uncomfortable, necessary thing that your comfort zone has been talking you out of. Today, not tomorrow. And come back next week, because we're going to go even deeper into the psychology of financial self-sabotage. That one will change how you see yourself forever.